Imagine a federal judge ordering the government to stop, and instead, the planes take off anyway, hundreds deported in direct defiance of the court. Now, a powerful appeals court steps in and blocks the contempt charges meant to hold officials accountable. This isn't just a legal twist, it's a battle over power, justice, and whether court orders still carry the weight they once did. What happens when a judge says stop and the government says no? In a stunning turn of events, a U.S. appeals court has just blocked contempt proceedings against Trump-era officials' proceedings that were ordered by one of the most prominent judges in Washington, James Boasberg. This case is more than a legal technicality. It's a clash between the judiciary and the executive branch, with high-stakes implications for the balance of power in America. Today, we're breaking down exactly what happened, why this ruling is shaking political circles, and what it could mean for the future of presidential authority. A federal appeals court has delivered a major blow to efforts to prosecute Trump administration officials accused of openly defying a judge's order. In April, U.S. District Judge James Boasberg found there was probable cause to hold the officials in criminal contempt for continuing with deportation flights after he had ordered them halted. His findings described a willful disregard for a directive that stopped the deportation of Venezuelan migrants under the Alien Enemies Act, a rarely used wartime law. Determined to hold those responsible accountable, Boasberg even warned he might name the individuals involved and appoint a special prosecutor if necessary. On Friday, however, a three-judge panel of the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals overturned that contempt finding. Judges Gregory Katsas and Naomi Rayo, both appointed by Donald Trump, ruled that Boasberg had crossed constitutional boundaries by interfering with executive authority, particularly in matters touching foreign affairs, an area where a court's power is at its weakest. Katsas recommended ending the contempt proceedings entirely, while Rayo accused Boasberg of abusing his discretion. In sharp contrast, Judge Cornelia Pillard, appointed by Barack Obama, dissented, arguing that the ruling undermined judicial authority and did a grave disservice to a judge trying to enforce the law. The decision has sparked deeper debate over the balance of power between branches of government. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, a Democrat, voiced concerns that the two Trump-appointed judges might be stalling the process to protect certain Justice Department officials from scrutiny, including Emil Bove, whose Senate confirmation came as the contempt case was already facing delays. Adding to the pressure, the San Francisco law firm Kecker, Van Nest and Peters submitted an amicus brief urging Boasberg to consider holding not only the officials, but possibly Trump himself, in contempt. The firm suggested that civil contempt penalties like fines or even disqualifying attorneys should be used to defend the authority of the courts and ensure compliance with judicial orders. The dispute originates from deportations carried out under the Alien Enemies Act. These flights departed while Boasberg's temporary restraining order was still active. Government officials argued that his oral command to return the planes was not binding because it had not been included in a written order. The appeals court ruling now removes the immediate consequences Boasberg had planned to impose, at least for the moment. The Trump team was quick to celebrate the outcome. Attorney General Pam Bondi hailed the ruling as a major win for defending the administration's use of the Alien Enemies Act, calling Boasberg's actions a prime example of judicial overreach. On the other side, the ACLU, representing the deportees, called the decision deeply troubling and confirmed they are exploring all legal options. In a dramatic twist, the Justice Department has also filed a judicial misconduct complaint against Boasberg. They allege that at a judicial conference meeting, he made improper comments implying the Trump administration might deliberately defy court rulings and cause a constitutional crisis. The DOJ claims these remarks harmed the judiciary's credibility and were aimed at influencing other judges. including Chief Justice John Roberts. They are now seeking to have Boasberg removed from the case entirely. For now, the contempt proceedings are halted, but the fight is far from over. Boasberg could attempt to find another legal avenue to pursue accountability, and the ACLU may challenge the appeals court decision. At the center of it all lies a fundamental question: how far can a court go to compel a sitting administration to obey its orders, especially in areas touching immigration policy, foreign relations, and executive authority? This case is more than a legal skirmish. It is a direct test of whether judicial orders can stand firm against executive resistance, and whether the balance of power envisioned in the Constitution will hold in the face of political and institutional pressures. The outcome could set a precedent that shapes the relationship between the courts and the presidency for years to come. This courtroom drama is far from over. Whether Judge Boasberg finds another path forward or the ACLU takes the fight to the Supreme Court, the stakes remain high, not just for the officials involved, but for the very principle that no one is above the law. The real question now is, will this decision embolden future administrations to defy court orders, or will it spark a legal pushback that strengthens judicial power? Keep watching this story. It's going to define more than just one case.